trouble in the first half actually in some ways disrupted their game plan. And I know you've talked about the depth all year long, but to have the flexibility to put Omer at the point, have Jack stretch to the D,
right,
and obviously Daniel getting all those boards in the first half.
Yeah.
How pivotal was that to not letting them extend that lead by halftime?
Yeah, just, kind of holding serve where we're only down 3 in the first half. JB sticking those 2 threes and Daniel getting 7 rebounds really helped us. And that's what you have to have. You have to be able to have depth where other guys step up. And obviously I could have played those guys with 2 fouls, but when the other guys play well, now that really, sits with you in terms of, do we need to risk this at all and put them back in the game? Because I normally play guys with 2 fouls.
Matt, you've so many times over the last couple of years talked about you can't live and help defense. Just what did you feel like was the setbacks in early in this game, and then where did you feel like the adjustments were made to get you guys across the line?
You're right. Yeah, I thought our lack of communication a couple times, just on easy switches, and then they threw back. Sage hit the one at the end. I forget who hit the one in the first half for us, but it was just us switching a ball screen, and the guy stays with him. Either they don't say it, or they don't listen, or when you go and ask them, you normally get 2 different answers. And so we had some breakdowns they took advantage of. They made 3 threes that bounced in. They banked 1, and they made 7 threes from people who normally don't shoot them. And so it's not like we're handing them there, but on the flip side of what he's talking about, we put a lot of time in for Bennett Sturtz, right? He's a great player. And so now when other people are killing you, that's what players sometimes get lost in that, but everybody's good. No one has a scholarship to Iowa. They're not a good player. Now one guy might be a better shooter than the other guys, but we have to do a better job of communicating there. That's where I thought a couple of our breakdowns were, but we'll watch tape and see it. But give him credit, give Combs credit. He stuck him. He made some shots, and then Banks getting those first 2 threes to start off the game, and then he banked it in on his 3rd three of the shot clock. That was a big basket because we were really gaining momentum there, and that helped him.
Hey Matt, in the second half you guys shot pretty much double what you shot in the first half percentage-wise. Ben was in here saying it was kind of their bigs were just not coming out far enough, and Braden was running loose on the ball screen.
Yeah.
Is that what you saw, or were y'all doing something to keep their bigs on their back feet?
Well, he was able to take them a couple times with no action. And just come up there, the ball screen didn't come, and just break those guys down. We were going to play into a spread offense with space if they were going to switch or we liked our matchup. Braden's confident, so he likes every matchup. But no, we just, letting him play in transition, letting him play with the basketball up there, and then just making reads. I thought a big part of our surge back is when they did get us down 8 or 9 there with the 15-minute mark. Braden came right out and hit a pull up. He gets to the basket then, and just to get that confidence, we needed him to get going, and he obviously did so.
Matt, sometimes stats do lie. CJ has a -2 ± today.
Yeah.
His defense on Sturtz, and him and Braden both just kind of how they were able to kind of stop Sturtz from being Sturtz a lot of the games.
Yeah, I think you can overanalyze it too. Sometimes when we have players now or we've had players in the past that are really good, sometimes it's just hit and miss, right? Bennett Sturtz takes tough step backs, and you watch him on tape, and then you go back and then you look at the numbers and you're he shoots 40% from 3. Water finds its level. So if I coach somebody as great as he is and he's 2 for 9, I just think he's going 5 for 9 the next game. I just try to pump confidence into guys like that. But I thought CJ did a good job. When he wasn't in there, we went with Braden on him, and I thought Braden did a good job there. But he got going there in the second half, and we brought CJ back in there. But he's a good player, man. Bennett Sturtz he's real, and that kind of just shows everybody the rankings and all the different stuff. This guy went to a Division II school out of high school. It's amazing. He's going to be a first-round pick in the NBA. But if you're good, you're good. And that's what that's what I've always said from a recruiting standpoint and just an evaluation standpoint. Trust your eyes, what works for you. And you can kind of see their system and how they are. Man, they're tough to go against. He's when you see those well-rounded coaches like him, they're good on offense, they're disciplined, they're good on defense, they're disciplined. Man, that's hard to go against.
just Jack kind of changing the game offensively in the first half. Jakari doing some really positive things for you defensively, getting a couple of steals and things like that. Can you just kind of speak to the impact that your bench, specifically those two guys, had in this game?
Yeah, G made that big three there in the second half. I thought that was huge. It's hard to make some shots when you're not getting a lot, when your volume's low, but he had active hands, getting a couple steals. We talked about Daniel's rebounds, but JB hitting those 2 threes, was big for us. He made a really good drive and a kick in that first half and got an assist. He can really play make right there. I thought Omer did some really good things for us. Probably has the best assist, has the best plus minus for us. He's a +7 in 12 minutes. But I thought our bench was really good.
Hey, Matt. Talk about Coach Katie. It's cold. It's January. He's here cheering on the team. I mean, what's it like to have him, his name on the court, Coach Katie here for your guys?
Yeah. Oh, it's great. Obviously, he's the blueprint. I see a lot of people that get jobs and, they fight like hell to get somewhere, and they don't have an understanding of the school or what came before them because it's hard. They weren't there at that time. For us, he's always been the blueprint of what we do from a program standpoint. Graduate our players, stay on them, hold them accountable, but also love them up. I think he had a really good balance in that area. He had an unbelievable knack to be able to rip your ass and tell you you're okay in the same sentence. And you wouldn't quite know, is he mad at me? Is he happy? Is he but just a good man, and we owe him a lot for everything that we've had.
You talked about Iowa's system. They're very deliberate at times with average length of possession. Did that play into any of the communication? And then do you try to speed people up to a pace you want? It seemed like the second half was a lot faster for you guys, and you were more efficient.
Yeah, it was fast. It was faster because we were more efficient, but we also made more shots. So when you shoot 73% from the field in the second half, it's just going to look clean, right? You're like, man, you're getting to your spots. And then when you miss in the first half, he reminds me of Brad Stevens, the way they set tempo, Bo Ryan, the way they would set tempo. And a lot of people will look at it like that's a negative. It's not a negative. It's a positive. You're just shortening the game. And now if you're not efficient, they're probably going to get you because they're going to be efficient. But it's also kind of learning through going on the road in the Big Ten too, which is difficult, right? But you saw tonight, those dudes stepped up and played, and they've been right there. They were right there at Iowa State. They were right there at Minnesota. Like they're a good team, and you saw that tonight. But setting tempo offensively is going to help you defensively. You're just not going to get as many possessions, and so a lot of people will look at that like, oh man, they're holding people down. Points. They're a good defensive team, but there's fewer possessions there. So you got to weigh the possessions. But when you face great teams, or great systems, you got to be able to beat them at their game sometimes. Sometimes because now if you want to push it and shoot quick and do that whatever, and you're scoring the basketball, good for you. But if you're not, you're feeding right into their hands. So you got to have a balance of half court execution. For us, we really try to get on the glass. Daniel got on the glass tonight. Oscar got a couple, but that's where we try to steal some points from you. And if we can't do that, then obviously we're going to try to play in transition some. You see when it picks up, you got to steal points somewhere versus a good half-court defensive team.
Anything else?
Make it a good one, Sam. Come on.
It's not related to the game, but I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
That they moved the transfer portal window back to after the national championship. To me, this just makes sense.
Yes. We told them this 3 years ago.
How does this change the recruiting process through the portal now that, the team that's in the national championship has as fair chance as everybody else?
Yeah, the one thing you got to look at, there'll be a couple things here, not the one thing, but you have to understand most people are done, 70% of people are done starting the second week of March. You guys live in this world, but this isn't all Division I right here, right? It's just the Big Ten. So you have to understand that. People think about the conference tournament. People play conference tournament games on February 27th and 28th. Think about that. And so now you go all the way to the tournament, that's a lot of time. So now right as it hits, now they were giving them 6 weeks. It was opening up and they were getting 6 weeks. Then they got 4 weeks and now they're getting 2 weeks. But you got to understand, a lot of them know late November, early December, middle of December what they're doing. You have to understand that. And like, that's what we really try to express to them, is this, like, now, like with everybody coming at them, third party people, agents, like they're getting it all cooked up. And like why was that window so long then, right? So now by them shortening it, because like you got to figure out, the recruiting doesn't stop at the end of the window. That's just the last day they can put their name in. Recruiting can go on forever. It can go into May, it can go into June, it can go into July, it can go right up into August. So it's just a lot of time. Like, we want to complete our team and move to the next year. And like, now this will help us. This will be better. It's not fixing it, but it's just the semantics of things. It'll be a little bit better. Man, I was hoping to get a good transfer portal question. Like, that was like, yeah, like that's just, yeah, you wake up in the morning, like you want a good transfer portal question. If you don't get one, it's like a bad day. It's like a bad day. Yeah, the opening statement. Yeah, those opening statements are like, those are really good. Like, those are really, a lot of purpose in the opening statement. You haven't watched film, you're emotional.
That's what football coaches say. That's all they say.
Hey, Mike, can you grab that mic?